I don't think eating out is a bad thing at all. I think getting food ordered in can save a ton of time. And if you're building a business, that time is valuable. So if you want to get lean, build muscle, improve your hormones, and just be healthier, I think the practice of eating the same thing every day is extremely valuable. So I'll go into what I eat every day and why I eat these things every day. Okay, eat the same thing every day because it takes guessing out of what you have to eat. Most of our mistakes with diet, and the mistakes are bigger than you think, because you think, a bag of chips, a snack here, a snack there, fast food out, whatever. And you can eat out. If you need to save time, by all means eat out. Just be aware of the calories of what you're eating and the macros within that meal. I don't think eating out is a bad thing at all. I think getting food ordered in can save a ton of time. And if you're building a business, that time is valuable. So while making your own food is by far the healthiest option, ordering food in and eating 1 or 2 meals a day for time is very good. So I actually eat 3 meals a day. It's more like 2 meals a day plus a snack and a shake. So just doing the same thing every day. I like quick meals, and then the last one I actually make, because it's the end of the day, it's time to wind down. I do a little bit of work after. So here's what I did. I set it up. We've got meal plans. I'll put the links down below, but you can do this on your own. You don't need meal plans. It just makes things easier. So you decide what your goal is. You get your basal metabolic rate. You figure out how many calories you burn in a day. That's easy enough. There's a lot of good ones on the internet. You just plug in your age, your activity level, and it comes up with something for you. So you have your baseline calories. Mine's around 2,300, not including training, which I do every day in some form or another, except for maybe one. But I'll still be active that day. I'll still go for walks and maybe play a sport or something. So you have your 2,300 calories, let's say. I like the macronutrient breakdown that I have found best for hormones that I write about in the Man Diet. The Man Diet is a book I wrote about diet, so it'll help a lot. I'll put a link down below. You can get the digital version very cheaply on our website as well, but it'll explain everything. It'll give you a calculator in there to figure out how many calories you burn a day and so forth. So carbs are important. Little myth, everyone's going low carb, everyone's going like eat only animals, all this stuff. Carbs are very important. They keep your cortisol levels in check. Cortisol, when too high, eats away at your muscle bone and crushes your testosterone levels. The best carbs for me that I like are potatoes. Potatoes are unbelievably healthy. Filled with minerals, vitamins, they're great for you. Fruits are also great. So my carbs are almost exclusively potatoes and fruits. I'm Italian, so I sometimes have pasta, and I'll give that pasta option at the end of the video. I'll tell you how I do it, so it's not destroying you calorie-wise. So, and then fats are extremely important. You go low fat, you're crushing your testosterone levels. So you need around 30 to 35% of your calories from carbohydrates, 30 to 35% of your calories from fats, and it ends up being around 25-30 from protein. I increase the protein a bit. Do this especially if you're worried about body composition. There are studies that show that high protein diets are bad for testosterone, but at the same time, body fat is extremely bad for testosterone, and high protein really helps you keep your body fat down. If you're within the right calorie amounts, it helps you maintain muscle. So I go a bit higher with the protein. I use 0.8 to a gram of protein per pound of body weight. So here's what I do. Morning is 3 to 4 eggs. Get all my fats, or get a lot of my fats and proteins with some egg whites. It ends up being around a cup of egg whites, 0.5 to 1 cup. So the math is done earlier. This just is automatic now. That is maybe I wake up 4:30, 5 o'clock. That meal is 8, 9, 10 o'clock. Lift in the morning around 5, 6. Protein shake after that. Meal 1, 3, 4 eggs, egg whites. Quote unquote meal 2. So this is just a quick snack because I don't want to be spending too much time eating. I'd rather be working. That snack is 1% cottage cheese with a cup of blueberries, sometimes more than a cup of blueberries. Get some very good carbs in, get some good protein in with the cottage cheese. The third meal, the final meal, is usually a steak with potatoes. There's another option that I have. I basically go through these 2 options, steak and potatoes. So healthy for you. Meat is incredibly healthy. It's maybe the best superfood there is. You get your dietary fats, protein, obviously full, complete amino acid profile in your protein. You get carnitine, you get good fats, you get B vitamins, and it tastes amazing. Steak's very expensive right now. I'm aware of that. I love going grass-fed, but it's expensive. So I have been buying these massive slabs of meat from Costco. It ends up being like $10 a steak, maybe 12. You get a great cut of meat, a very healthy meal. Potatoes I do buy organic because it's not that much money. And I still will do grass-fed beef, but I'll intermingle it with a cheaper cut. And it's a good steak. It's just not grass-fed, I don't think, from Costco. If you have a good butcher, use your butcher. But costs do play a role. You don't want to spend, like, stuff's expensive right now. So, and then, potatoes, I mash them. I love mashed potatoes. Put some bacon bits over it. Mash them up with a little bit of 2% milk, a little bit of butter. Boom, done. That's a meal. The other option for dinner, or that's the entire day. That same thing keeps me lean year round. I don't really cut. I'm not crazy about body composition. I've got visible abs. I'm not crazy about body composition. I'm more trying to get stronger and get in better shape. I love boxing, so I do a couple boxing workouts a week. And the other training is basically to be strong, but also to get in shape for those boxing workouts because they're freaking horrible. They're death. I'm done by the end of them. The other option for dinner, sometimes I do have pasta. What I will do then is take ground beef or bison, take the amount I want. It can end up being 8 to 10 ounces or something, sometimes more, 16 ounces. Cook that. I'll add pasta sauce on it. Add the pasta sauce, let it cook long enough so it's dry, like it's not super oily and wet and whatever. I just like the texture and taste of it when it's like that. You don't have all that runoff. And then I'll make like a cup of pasta and I'll have it with a cup of pasta. I'll have that less frequently than I will have the steak and potatoes. I think potatoes are another superfood. They're amazing. I know you've got these guys saying they've got toxins that are horrible for you. There's one theory that the toxins, well, there is studies that show these quote unquote toxins in non-fruit foods like maybe lettuce and potatoes and yams and stuff like that. They actually help build immunity. They have no negative impacts on humans, and that's what the studies show. You have to listen to the studies. You can't make up things in your head and add logic and maybe you're a great arguer, maybe you've got fancy words to use, but they're actually good for you. Potatoes are very good for you. Have potatoes in your diet. Carbs are very good for you. Have carbs in your diet. Fats are good for you. Have fats in your diet. Protein's good for you. Have protein in your diet. But potatoes, steak and potatoes is a go-to dinner for me. And that's my meal throughout the day. Again, we've got meal plans that'll help you out, but you can kind of structure your meals around that if you like and keep it really simple. The first 2 meals are extremely quick to make. Eggs, you put them on there, let them sit, do something, go back, flip them around, and they're done. Cottage cheese takes a second. It's faster than ordering out and having someone deliver food to you. The steak takes a bit of time, but it's nice. It's nice to make a steak. It's nice to make potatoes. It's nice to actually do things with your hands. So I enjoy doing that aspect of things. So that's why I eat the same thing every day. There's no guessing. I don't have to worry about the amount I'm eating. I'm not adding in random snacks. I have no snacks in my house. Those things are quick. They fulfill my macros. They're healthy. I get nutrients. I take all of my supplements that I make through Mitonutra. I take all those. Okay, so I don't add those calories into my overall caloric intake because I don't measure my workout and I don't count that. So that's how I do it. If that helps, I hope that helps for you. If you're trying to stay lean, I really recommend eating the same thing every day. If you're trying to gain muscle, you can be a little more free with your diet, but I'd recommend a slow gain, a slow bulk rather than a fast one where you're taking in too many calories. And if you're trying to help your hormones, focus on cutting fat, focus on having a balanced macro profile like the one I just mentioned. And I highly recommend eating the same thing every day. Take care.